Hello guys, it's time for me to update you about the prep. I'm sorry it was exactly 2 weeks since the last post, but it's been going really well. Last week I lost about half a kilo, well 400 grams, which is about 0.8 pounds, which is really good. And this is why I haven't really changed anything for this week either, because if you're still making progress, you shouldn't change anything. And also I've been eating out a few times. So once I had kind of like a fancy dinner with some ice cream, which was delicious. And another time I had some chicken and rice with my friend from a market. And also I went for brunch yesterday with my friend, no, actually 2 days ago. So we had just literally like scrambled eggs, toast and smoked salmon. And I told you in the last video that I want to make more effort this prep, being sociable, and I think it's doable, especially in the beginning. Lately, I've been loving to add a few vegetables in my little omelet in the morning. So what I do, I chop up some kale in like little pieces without the big chunky stems in the middle. This is as thick as it gets. And I throw it on the pan and I close the lid just for a couple of minutes so it softens up, because I don't like raw kale. I think it tastes horrible. Then I take some peas. These were frozen and I defrosted them, so this is about 60 grams. And then I also take this reduced fat mature cheese and just put 20 grams of that to my peas, putting the scale at 0, measuring everything, trying to be as good, as accurate. So let's just put 20 grams. Oh, a bit more. There we go. And then I will crack some eggs. So I will do 2 whole eggs and 2 egg whites. And what I do with yolks, I either give them to Lola sometimes, which is actually really healthy for dogs as well, if you wash the shell of the eggs and you crack it up, because it has a lot of minerals and calcium. And sometimes I just throw yolks away, which is a bit wasteful, so I might need to start ordering some egg whites, as I used to do in my last prep. So once the kale is ready, I will add the eggs together here, mix them up, add some salt, and then I will show you how it looks. So I cracked up 2 eggs and 2 egg whites, just mixing it together. And the kale is looking nice and soft and even a little bit crispy. Note that I'm not using any oil, I'm just doing this as it is, because this is a ceramic pan, so things don't really stick to it. Alright, and then I kind of twist the pan around so that the egg spreads evenly. And sometimes I place the kale in the middle here, and I have my black coffee coming up. Alright, so this looks pretty good to me. So now I'm just going to put some pink Himalayan salt. I like a lot. And then I will cover with the lid for just a couple of minutes so that the top of the egg is not too runny, because I don't like my eggs too like watery. My coffee is ready. I told you guys in my introduction video that this time I don't want to cut out any dairy products, but having my coffee black is something I've learned to love in my last prep, because I was not allowed any dairy, and actually I really enjoy it. This summer in off-season I did have quite a few coffees with just milk, and I still will allow myself to do that if I want to, but sometimes switching to black coffee easily cuts out extra calories. So of course you can use nut milks that are very low in calories, like almond milk or oat milk, but I just don't like how it tastes with coffee. I just like either whole milk or skimmed milk or normal milk. So for now, just having it black, and whenever I fancy some milk, I will add it. This is the morning situation. So I have my beautiful scrambled eggs with cheese, as well as peas and kale. And you might think, oh my god, this is super healthy, but peas do have some carbs, and this is about 60 grams of peas. They're also sweet, so they add quite fun element in my morning. If you don't like peas, you probably won't be able to relate, but I do like it a lot. Sometimes I can also put some stevia on top if I want it sweeter, and some days I will also have oats. But if I don't fancy oats, like this morning, I won't have it, and I'd rather just have my carbs later in the day. Maybe I'll have a chocolate bar, or maybe I'll have more potato. Again, I'm flexible with my macros. As long as I'm 80% clean, 90% clean, it's good to go. Okay, today's breakfast doesn't look super attractive, but it's actually one of my favorites, an absolute classic for me. It's about 200 grams of fat-free plain yogurt. I didn't really want to have Greek yogurt today, so I got this one. It's a little bit kind of less thick, so I really like that. And also 2 whole eggs that are boiled, soft boiled, but yeah, made quite a mess. And a coffee. Seasoned it with some pink Himalayan salt, and some days I actually have them separately, like on 2 different little plates. And on days when I want to have sweet yogurt, I can add a little bit of berries or some stevia powder, so that it just adds more crunch and more sweetness to it. Today's breakfast, I have 2 whole fried eggs with some onions and some sweet corn and a little bit of kale, and also my chocolate Weetabix. Another day, another breakfast. I trained fast this morning quite early. I just felt energetic. I just had a black coffee and went straight to the gym. And now I'm having my beautiful post-workout breakfast. So I'm having 2 whole eggs, 2 egg whites, 40 grams of cheese, kale, and a cinnamon bagel. Cinnamon and raisin bagel, I have to say. And the cheese I'm using, I will show you, is just this kind of grated cheese. In the last video I showed you I used a bit of a reduced fat one, and this one just a full fat, so per 100 grams you have 34 grams of fat. Yeah, just a classic fatty cheese that I love. I'm the type of person that likes sweet and salty and savory things together, so the bagel is of course sweeter and eggs are savory with cheese, and sometimes I also add some stevia to my coffee. This morning I scrambled my eggs with actually boiled cauliflower. So I boiled the cauliflower, then chopped it into little pieces and fried it around in the pan so it just gets rid of the moisture. And then I poured the egg, scrambled it all together, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this little piece of cheese on top, just with a knife. So it's almost like a cauliflower cheese with eggs, and it just adds extra volume to your breakfast, and being low carb, because cauliflower is very low carb. So yeah, if you like cauliflower and cheese, that could be a nice option for your breakfast. Thought I would give you a bit more updates about my prep. Overall, I don't really feel like I'm on prep yet. I think because before starting the prep, I made sure that I don't really have crazy hunger anymore. My body just regulated itself. As I told you, I have my cycle back, everything is good. And being on 1,900 calories and doing no cardio, it's quite comfortable, and I love weight training and I walk a lot. Also sticking with my 12,000 steps a day. Some days is actually much less, some days is much more. So for example, one day I had almost 18,000 steps because I went on a really long hike with my friend, and another day I had 8,000. So I think overall, if in the whole week every day works out averagely 12,000, that's good, that's my good target. One thing I didn't do last week, I didn't train 6 times a week, I trained only 5. And this week is looking like I will be training 5 as well, because I just was super sore. And again, that's okay. I'm not in a rush, and I think I feel so calm and collected because I don't have this deadline of, okay, I need to be ready by this date, and because I'm doing it at my own pace. And I don't know, I even had this thought yesterday that maybe once I hit maybe 67 kg, my kind of very comfortable weight where I feel my best and I feel the most confident, I might just stay there if I don't compete. But of course I want to compete. Yeah, we'll see. It's gonna take a while, definitely not until February, March. It will be a slow process. I also should probably do more vlogs, because otherwise it's a bit boring, I guess, just kind of body updates and not too personal. Hi guys, happy Sunday. It's time for another check-in. It's been exactly 2 weeks since you saw my video, which is okay, things happen. Sometimes I don't upload every week, which I'm sorry about, but anyway, here's how I'm looking this morning. Good morning guys, it's time for another check-in. So it's been 2 weeks since my last check-in. Today I am 74.6, but yesterday I was 74.5, so just under a kilo lost. And as you know, weight loss is always up and down. I don't think there is big difference to be seen, but that's just how I'm looking. I don't think there's any more definition, it's just how I am. I am going to do my measurements because I told you I will do them every 2 weeks, just to stay realistic. Let's see my waist. $72, and here 106. So I think I lost about 1 centimeter. So I guess I lost about 1 centimeter in measurements-ish. But yeah, I guess we still don't have crazy big difference. Slowly chipping away, excuse my hair. Trying to do the same posing as I did last week, but of course I'm not. Yeah, so this is my shape. Let's see how we get on in 2 weeks again. To give you general feedback about how I've been feeling completely normal. I don't really feel like I'm on a diet again because I have so many calories to play with right now. And I don't know, I just love how it's going so far. It's very slow, I know, and maybe some of you thinking I should be losing more fat, or maybe some of you thinking it's a good progress. I don't really know, but it's just my journey, and I wanted to say that if you're also going through a fat loss period right now, or if you're starting your prep, don't try to compare with other people because it's always different for everybody. Some people drop the weight very quickly, some people actually gain a little bit of muscle during the beginning of prep, so the weight stays the same, and some people don't even lose anything. This is my journey and this is how it's going so far. For next week, I will be dropping my calories a little bit, just by 50 calories a day, and I will do my 6 weight sessions because, as you know, this week and last week I've only done 5. And that's another thing with weights. Sometimes after training legs very hard or my upper body very hard, I notice that my body weight goes up. It's because your body is inflamed, your muscles are inflamed, and you hold more water. So don't really worry about it too much. Weight loss is such a up and down thing, and if one day you're weighing much heavier than the other, don't think it's fat. It could be literally lack of sleep, maybe you need to go to the bathroom that time of the month, high sodium meals, so many factors, especially with flexible dieting, because for example, some days I can have a lot of potatoes, or some days I can have a Snickers bar, which is the same in amount of carbs, but of course if you think about digestion and volume of food and how much it weighs and how hard it is for your body to digest all of that and get rid of it. So it's all a process, and we are not in any rush, and I want to do this prep healthy. Yeah, take my time.